Right, hello and welcome to a very special episode because I'm going to celebrate 300 subscribers to the channel. Yep, it's been a year since I started recording um, my favorite board games, and I never thought I would, get all you lot following my channel, and I'm really, humbled by this. So thank you very much for being here, for sticking around and enjoying, hopefully enjoying the stuff. I always appreciate your comments. So yeah, a massive thank you to you all for for actually watching, commenting, liking, disliking, and leaving any feedback, because this is a passion of mine that I've rekindled several years ago. I used to play board games when I was a teenager a lot. Then I stopped for life happened, and now I'm a little bit older. I can go back to my hobbies of the youth and really enjoy them. So here we are, 300 subscribers to the channel. A year's gone by like there's no tomorrow. Very quickly. So yeah, here we are. And as the Fellowship of the Ring, as Fellowship of the Ring went on a journey, this has been a year-long journey for me actually. So yeah, here we are. What I'm going to do today is, apart from thanking you a lot for being here, also show you the latest additions to my collection. I'd like to show you what they are. Some of these are returning games to the collection because I've had them in the past and then sold them for some strange reason. I'll tell you what these are, and then I'll show you the other games that I've recently acquired or within 5 or 6 months, and they've been stuck on the shelf of shame on my queue of games to play or paint and play, because I really enjoy playing my games painted. So it takes a while, and it requires a lot of patience for them to come back. But before we do so, let us celebrate 300 subs with this fantastic whiskey. This is something special that I bought and kept for this occasion. This is Ardbeg Corrivrechen. Yeah, this is a special non-chill filtered release from Ardbeg, 57.1%. And I can't recall whether it's the sherry cask or the bourbon cask, because there's the other one, the Ugedal, which is also absolutely fantastic. But this one is my favorite from Ardbeg affordable line. So this is turbulent, peppery, and dark fruits. Yeah, tell me about it. So here we are, Ardbeg Corrivrechen, something I'll be sipping on the side, celebrating having you guys around. Yeah, so here we are. Cheers. Okay. Wow. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. Heavy, smoky, peppery. Oh, definitely. There's a lot of pepper in the finish. Ooh, fantastic. Right. So let us talk about some board games. But before we do so, you can see some of the miniatures from my favorite games that I decided to put together. So we have, himself, Gorm himself. Yeah, I've got KDM fully painted. It's waiting somewhere in the queue, but I've shown you KDM before, and we spoke about this while showcasing the painted minis, if I recall correctly. The video can be looked up on the channel if you're interested in that. So let's kick things off with the games that are returning to my collection, and this is of course the Lord of the Rings. This one is this is the Polish version of it, of course. So we have the Journeys through Middle Earth. This is the up-driven game. I had it in the past, all in, decided to sell it for some reason, and then I rewatched some of the playthroughs, and I thought to myself, I need to have it back in my collection because I quite enjoyed it. It can get quite repetitive if you play it constantly, but if you play it on and off, with some breaks, it's a fantastic game. I've got the all-in. I only brought out the manuals for the big boxes. So we've got the Moria and the War, whatever it's called in English. So Here we are, Lord of the Rings. Since we read it, I also rebought, but this time the revised edition of the card game, the Fellowship of the Ring. I also have the core set. I had a quite substantially huge collection of Lord of the Rings, the card game. Then I stopped playing it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I just grew bored with it, or it was too difficult for me. I didn't have time for it. Whatever it was, I decided to let it go. And as soon as I did, you know what happened. I regretted it immensely. Sometimes passed, and then they started releasing the revised boxes, which I think is a fantastic idea. So I bought the core set, played it quite excessively again, and then I printed off a lot of custom made quests and stuff like that. And then the other night I was at the local game store, and this was on sale, whatever it was, 10-15%, whatever it was, and I decided to go for it. So I have the Fellowship of the Ring as well. I also have the Mines of Moria and all sorts of other expansions for the game. Absolutely fantastic, full of theme, atmosphere. If you're into Lord of the Rings, there's nothing better you can get. So another returning game to my collection, following in a way the theme, is the Mansions of Madness. And again, as with Lord of the Rings, I had it all in my collection together with Suppressed Memories and the other one, the Alchemy something, I can't recall, Forbidden Alchemy, something like that. I had it all, decided to let it go for some reason, and as with Lord of the Rings, I immediately regretted that. Anyways, I rebought it, apart from Suppressed Memories and Forbidden Alchemy, because these two are bugger to find, and if you do, you need to sell your kidney or even both of your kidneys to actually buy them. I actually found a guy who printed the replacements for the minis, so I'll probably be upgrading my set with that. And yeah, I've been playing since I got it 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've been playing this non-stop, Mansions of Madness. The atmosphere, the app. Although I'm not a huge fan of the apps in the games, in the board games, but this one is top notch. This is just on another level, with the atmosphere, with the descriptions, with quests, and especially if you download Valkyria, it just doubles your fun, because I think there's about 50 quests, 50 adventures, whatever, investigations, whatever they call. So together with the original ones, the official ones, you have around 80 investigations. So that's more than enough for a lifetime, actually, to play that. So Mansions of Madness, fantastic game, together with Lord of the Rings. I decided to rebuy them because they bring in a lot of fun, a lot of atmosphere. They both heavily app-driven. The Journeys through Middle Earth and Mansions of Madness. The Lord of the Rings, of course, isn't, although you can find it online, fully ported to a online web app, whatever it is. But why do I have them in my collection? Because of the theme, because of the fun, because of the adventure, because of all different quests and roguelike atmosphere in them very often, especially with Mansions of Madness. I'm playing the mission now on the Zeppelin, and it reminds me a lot about of the Hercule Poirot investigations. Absolutely dripping with theme and atmosphere. Beautiful games. Highly recommend that. Another game that I added to my collection some time ago, and I actually only played it for 2 or 3 runs, then I put it back into the box because other games replaced it for the moment, but I'll be coming back to that shortly, is This War of Mine. Okay, This War of Mine. If you play the computer version of it, I did, and it's absolutely beautiful, original, thematic, heavy. This is not a game when you're in a bad mood, because it'll bring you down even further. You know what I mean? This thing here, the Book of Scripts, is the engine of the game, right? And what this does is it just creates stories very heavy stories during which you have to make tough choices that will put you on the spotlight with your well, it's not a party, it's like a group of survivors who are trying to make it through the war. I mean, if you're into deep thematic games, try it out, but be warned that it can bring you down, because these stories, they're not easy. Fantasy stories, the stories of war, of civilians trying to survive the war-torn city. All right. Why did I buy it? For all these reasons that I just mentioned. Brilliant stuff. I also have the expansion, one of the two major boxes. I'm still hunting for the second one. I can't recall what it's called, but yeah, I've got it on my radar. Okay, changing the themes, but just slightly. This is something that arrived last week or 2 weeks ago. Two expansions for Cursed City, and if you've watched my channel before, then you know that I'm a huge Warhammer Quest fan. I think I've got it all, apart from the original Warhammer Quest from 1995, 6 or whenever it was. I've got the Warhammer Quest, Hammerhal, Silver Tower, Cursed City, Blackstone Fortress, with almost all of the expansions, apart from one maybe, or two, the smaller ones. But I've got these two, the Nemesis and Night Wars. I recently purchased all the minis for both of these sets. And yeah, as soon as they're painted and back from the paint job, you will be seeing them quite a lot on the channel. I'm still trying to figure out how to record the playthrough, because this is a very table heavy game and very admin heavy as well. You have to re-roll your dice and the rest of it, so it can become slightly tedious to watch. It's extremely fun when you play it, but when you watch it and you have to watch when somebody's rolling, 4 dice for 4 characters, yeah, I'm not convinced. So I'm still looking for inspiration with regards to how to record that correctly. Why did I buy it? Why do I like Warhammer? I mean, guys at Games Workshop, they know what they're doing as far as the theme, the components, the sculpts of the minis are concerned. This is absolutely top notch, top of the league. You can't fault them at that. What they do with the franchise is another story for another occasion. I don't want to complain in my 300 sub celebration, but I love everything about Warhammer Quest. Okay, the books are thick, full of new maps, new challenges, new crises, new journeys, showdowns, and the rest of it. I'm still trying to not to look into that too long, so I don't want to spoil myself with all the exploration, with all the new stuff that these two bring in to the game. I also have quite a lot of custom-made content that you can come across on the BGG forums. I highly recommend these. All right, so that's Cursed City. I'm quite happy that I got these two. Then, for something completely different, I mentioned it briefly on on some of the occasions, during some of the other playthroughs or videos on my channel, is the village attacks. Yeah, and I actually managed to acquire the all-in set from the BGG forums, from one of the geeks. It was a reasonably good price, and I always wanted to play this, and I always wanted to have it in my collection. Why? Because this is a different type of a game. I don't have a game like that. It's like a tower defense, but this time you're playing the bad guys, trying to defend against waves of villagers, heroes, adventurers, and stuff like that. You have all sorts of different missions during which you have to defend your castle, playing as the evil heroes, like the Lich over here, like the headless knight, whatever he's called in the game. And again, I just adore the way this game is produced. Top quality components, full of atmosphere, full of beautiful art that you just, when you take it to your hand, you just see that these guys who created this game, who are they again? Grimlord games, of course, they've put a lot of passion and a lot of work to creating 14 quests in the original book, but I'm sure that there's more in the expansions. So you'll be seeing that quite a lot as soon as all the minis come back from the paint job. They've been there for a month and a half already, so I think they're due for arrival, and we'll be playing Lessons of the Past, which is the introductory tutorial mission for beginners. I don't know the rules yet. I haven't read the rules yet. I will do so when I know that the minis are on the way. Right, so this is why I bought it. Another one that I don't know the rules yet, but I enjoy the artwork and components and everything around it, is Machina Arcana. Right, when I saw this game long time ago, I knew I had to have it. And here it is again, all in with mats and everything. This is the 3.0 version. Why did I buy it? Because again, this is something slightly different. I enjoy minis in my board games, and this one, as you might know, does not have any minis. It's full of standees, but all of it, the quality of the components, the art, the theme, this is just dripping with Cthulhu theme, with cyberpunk elements added to it. The combination of the two is just absolutely bonkers, you know. I don't know the rules yet. Apparently, it's somewhat fiddly, but once you get to grips with it, it's apparently a lot of fun, a lot of puzzles, a lot of strategizing and thinking your movements, your actions, and things like that. It's not about killing the monsters. It's about progressing through the dungeons and unlocking the mysteries of your adventures. So here it is, Machina Arcana. Once I learn the game, there's nothing to be painted, everything is ready. It's just me and my constant lack of time preventing me from playing the game. Machina Arcana. Right, next is something that I've been on the hunt for many months. I've had it for quite a few months now. It's sitting on my shelf of shame. It's in the queue, and I will play it. I want to play it, but I promise to myself that I will not touch it until it's fully painted. This is the Darklight Elemento Mori. This is a game that you don't come across that often. It's a niche game, which is said to be a continuation, a spiritual successor of Warhammer Quest, the original one. And I flicked through the rules book. Many people say that they are messy, that they need house rules and things like that. And there's plenty of updates or overhauls. Actually, I think it's Liam's work that is said to be the best, that overhauls the game, the mechanics and the rest of it. But I want to start playing the game with vanilla rules and see if it's really that bad or if it's really that fiddly, and then I'll go from there. So why did I buy it? Because it's like Warhammer Quest, because it's dungeon quest. This is the dungeon crawling exploration. It's tough, it's relentless, it's brutal, and it brings a lot of fun. Yeah, so very soon on the channel, trying to beat the vanilla rules. Right, 2 more to go. This one, okay, this is something special. Warhammer, no Warhammer, although heavily inspired by it, but this is World of Warcraft, of course. And as you can see, it's homemade because I purchased a copy of the game with the original manual missing, so I had to download it from the website and print it myself. And I also have the, what's it called, there you go, the Shadow of War expansion, and I'm hunting for the Burning Crusade one, so I have a complete set. Why did I buy that? Because I used to be, and I'm still a reasonably big fan of World of Warcraft. I remember 2004 when the video game was released. I bought it in the pre-order, and I started playing this game from day one, and I recall all the great fun time that it provided me over the years. I kept quitting my subscription and then coming back. And recently I played Vanilla relaunch again. So I decided it was about time to have the board game, and I have it now. I don't know the rules; they're not very complicated. Apparently, the game takes ages to play, but it actually resembles the video game. if you don't look at the watch while playing the game, the whole day can go by, and you won't even realize that. So, World of Warcraft is finally in my collection, and I hope we're prepared to play it, especially the Burning Crusade. Once we get it, we'll have a complete set, and then it will land on my table, and maybe we'll paint all the minis, which you have a gazillion of in the original box, and the Burning Crusade expansion adds even more. So I really want the Burning Crusade expansion, because that one adds the dungeons to the game. The original, the base, this one does not have that. So yeah, Burning Crusade is on my wish list in my top 3. I'm hunting for it. So yeah, if I can come across it, or somebody has one for sale, yeah, just hit me up. And finally, last but not least, latest addition to my collection, something again that I've been on the lookout. And as soon as I got it, I fell in love with it. I've been looking at this on and off for many months now, watching videos, reading reviews and comments and things like that. And actually there are 2 channels, YouTube channels, that convinced me to buy the game. One is Kalasmar, and I'll post the links to these channels in the description box below. And the other one is Crazy Volu Chris, especially the latter, Crazy Volu Chris. I mean, the way this guy plays the game is just it just ticks all the boxes to me. It's just nice and easy, with nice music in the back, full of atmosphere. He's following the rules. He's enjoying his time with the game, and it just appeals to me. And he convinced me to he didn't say anything. He just played the game, and I just liked it so much as a result of watching his playthroughs that I decided to get a copy of one for myself. And this is, of course, Dungeon Universalis Dune. Okay, why did I buy it? Because of the rules book, which is 120 pages long. And you know what, guys? Many people say it's very complicated. There's a rule to a rule to a rule, and there's yet another rule that, overrules all the others. Yeah, maybe. But what I discovered with this is that I'm having a lot of fun while reading that. And I just had an idea the other day that I should buy myself a D&D Game Master manual, or the player guide, because if it's, and I'm sure it is, something like this, it should be fantastic just to flick through the rules and everything. What I love about Dune, and I haven't played it yet because I don't know the rules yet. I will be attempting this soon, as soon as I go through at least majority of the rules. I'll have a test run somewhere off site, off camera, just to see how it plays. But absolutely fantastic. It just recreates everything that you might wish for a sandbox, overland and dungeon crawling in one box. And now there's the second print or third print, whatever it is, on Kickstarter. No, it's not a Kickstarter. It's like a pledge manager on a different web portal. You can come across it easily if you look them up on Google. I highly recommend it. Even though I haven't played it, watch Kalasmar's channel, or especially Crazy Volu Chris's channel. There are plenty of others like Dungeon Dive. Daniel spoke a lot about this. Rob spoke about this, and many other famous YouTubers, board game channels. They played it and they recommended it. But especially Crazy Volu Chris's channel appeals to me the most. So highly recommend that one for you to have a look at. So there we are. Cheers, guys, and thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this little celebration. And me going through latest additions to my collection. Please let me know if you have these games. Have you played them? What do you think about them? Maybe there is something that you recommend I should add to the collection as a nice um, supplement to it, something that either expands on these games or complements them or fills in the niche that I haven't covered yet. As you can see, I'm into dungeon crawling, mostly fantasy, but with an exception for Warhammer 40k. And I think this is the only game out of the fantasy world that I have. Oh no, I have one more. I have the Devil May Cry, of course. Devil May Cry. I haven't shown you that one because yeah, I've had it for ages now. Apart from that, if I look around, everything seems to be yeah, this in fantasy. Oh, and Space Hulk, of course. Yeah, but I tend to think about it as Warhammer 40k. I know, it's a blasphemy. I know, but you know, at least they are somewhat close to each other as long as the theme is concerned. As far as the theme is concerned, right? There we are, 300 subscribers. Once again, thanks a lot for being here. Hope you enjoyed that one. Please let me know what you think about these games, about the channel, about me, about the games I play, about the way I play, because I'd like to, you know, improve and make even better videos for your entertainment in the future and share my passion with you. So these are the games that you can expect on the channel soon. And yeah, I'll see you in one of the playthroughs very, very soon. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.